I was 14 years old when the New 52 happened. It was more traumatic than when my parents split up. One series I've always wanted to read, but never had the dough for, was New 52 Supergirl. Why? Well, I'm sure everyone has a catalogue of characters they've always wanted to get into, because the character shows up in loads of stuff, and Supergirl became one of them, when she had this hot haircut. I've never really much cared about this character because she's often just written as being naive. Where Kal-El had an entire childhood to acclimate with Earth, Kara arrived grown up with fresh memories of Krypton. So, she's a fish out of water that perverts can write about. But then the New 52 version had this really sick angle. She's f***ing pissed off. My initial impression reading these comics was, hell yeah, they made the alien side the defining side. The first thing Kara notices upon landing on Earth was the breeze. There hasn't been a blizzard on Krypton since she was old enough to walk. After a nonsense fight, whatever, Superman arrives. It was only 3 days ago Kara spent time with him as a baby. Now here's this full-grown man with the family crest claiming he's this baby. So of course, she doesn't buy it. These opening issues felt really promising because it established an independent vision of the character with the potential of having a clear, satisfying arc. An impulsive, hot-tempered kid snatched from home, mentored by a stranger claiming to be family. The emphasis on her alien side also allows for more high-concept sci-fi settings, and on Earth, there's the potential of presenting a more immersive first-generation immigrant experience. I feel like I should have written this now, actually. I'm joking, I'm a terrible writer. The big problem of this series is that it's from the New 52, so we have event crossovers happening a year into the character's run, so if you weren't reading the related characters, you'll be like, what the f***? In the case of Hell on Earth, I was like, wait, what? Kara is now dying from kryptonite poisoning? We're introduced to new supporting characters that aren't utilized enough for you to be invested in, because there's no time. We need more decompressed fight scenes that take up entire issues filled with monologues describing what you can see, and the big picture storytelling is just really meandering, because despite being episodic with a new villain every 3 to 4 issues, the comic always feels the need to recap what's happened regularly. The general formula to these storylines are Supergirl gets plucked by a villain, Kara will probably get knocked out so she can have a flashback of Krypton or have an abstract dream sequence. A very long fight happens, she gets help from someone else, and finally she's a bit more settled. The consequences of this formula is that the reading experience feels jumpy in a way that actively obstructs your investment. The moment which made me throw my hands was when Kara goes on a first date with Siobhan's brother, which should be a significant moment. We've not had her properly settle down. There's even a fun moment where she makes the waitress mad for nicking a pizza. But then immediately Kara's ambushed, and we spend the rest of the issue in a fight scene. A very long fight scene, may I add. What bothers me is that he found me even when I was wearing your clothes. The sense of momentum and promise I felt from the opening 2 issues were so quickly undermined that I started to read the comic with the expression of a sphinx. It wasn't awful enough for me to stop or be angry, but I wasn't engaged enough to feel anything. That is until, in the second half of New 52 Supergirl, there's a crazy good 4-issue arc involving Cyborg Superman, written by Michael Allen Nelson, the 3rd writer of the series so far. The other 2 writers were Michael Green and Mike Johnson. These f***ing Michaels are multiplying. As Kara is dying from kryptonite poisoning, she finds herself on Onyxia, a planet where memories can be made real. Cyborg Superman wants her to recreate Krypton, since he's supposedly Brainiac's perfect Kryptonian, but he doesn't even have any memories of it. As a result, Kara gets her old house back, her lost family and friends, even baby Kal-El, which is hilarious since that's the preferred way she wants to remember him. She's offered forever with them, but she doesn't have forever. However, this is a great way to spend the last of her life. After feeling so cold, my heart actually broke. I wasn't really buying Kara's settlement on Earth or her supposedly bestie relationship with Siobhan, and in this moment, Kara didn't either. On the surface, she had made a home for herself, but happiness was still just a memory, and memories are illusions. As the Scarlet Seagull defined, memories refer to a number of processes in which the mind/brain is able to perceive a stimulus, encode elements of it, and then store these for later retrieval. It is reconstructive, not reproductive. Kara's memories has reconstructed a grave, a great grave, where she can be surrounded by comfort before her death. Therefore, for her to move forward, she'll have to learn to dig herself out. And this is what this story is about. The following scene made me laugh in the best way possible.
I need you to fuse your consciousness with the Inexian collective.
Oh, why is that exactly?
Your body. I need your flesh to reconstitute my own.
Supergirl is chased and tormented by everyone, going further and further back. It's all too much, but she refuses to surrender. In the face of death, she threatens to haunt him forever like a badass. It's so awesome. And then she gets f***ing dissolved. She still busts out of the collective on her own, and it's f***ing awesome. As Michael Allen Nelson explains, accepting Earth as her new home is more than renting an apartment and saying, here I am. It's going to be a lengthy learning experience for her. And that education is going to be hard won. And this is certainly a hard education. However, then there's this wild twist. After Cyborg Superman is restored, he's actually Zor-El, Kara's father, who regrets what he's done now that he's sane again. That's good fucking drama. So as Brainiac attacks to study Kara's kryptonite poisoning, Zor-El, in exchange for restoring her, will minimize the Inexian collective so they can escape. He also understands the only way there can be enough time is to become Cyborg Superman again, but this will rob him of his memories. Only Delacour, the spokesperson of the Inexian, will know, and he must never tell Kara. This entire arc perhaps is not high art, but it was genuinely engaging, dramatic, and suspenseful. It showed the space opera potential that was on the other side of the character, where worlds could be constructed to, in this case quite literally, externalize and confront Kara's struggle. Supergirl, unlike Superman, can be more of a traveler than a settler. As Cyborg Superman fights Brainiac, she's saddened by the destruction of Inixia, but Delacour has hope that they'll find home elsewhere. Find happiness, Kara. Because it's that search that will truly lead you home. Farewell. The rest of the series is just whatever. The Red Lantern stuff is just non-stop fighting, with Kara constantly restating, my name is Kara and this is what happened to me. The Crucible storyline is basically space Harry Potter and it's pretty cliched. The fact that this is how it ends also just shows how from 2011 to 2015, no writer settled on anything. No supporting cast, no home. The whole series is just one transition after another, which is pretty ironic. Reading these comics after a decade of hype really changed something inside me. Water doesn't taste the same. The colours around me look different. Granted, I do live in the UK where everything was already grey. I realised these biographies of immortals I've always treated with a sense of respect are really not worth obsessing over as a fucking completionist. I don't have to read everything. In fact, why the fuck am I reading the script? So this video took the place of a planned Superman Harvest of Youth video because I needed more time for that to cook. I just didn't know cooking this video would burn the entire fucking house down.